David Lynch, widely regarded as one of the most influential filmmakers of the 21st century, mainly known for his films Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, Eraserhead, and the hit TV show Twin Peaks, all of which have many elements of surrealism and mystery that David has developed over time as a filmmaker. But there's one film in his filmography that blends everything that David has been known for, which I feel has been forgotten in his arsenal of films, and that film is The Elephant Man. The Elephant Man tells the story of Joseph John Merrick, a man with a severe skeletal deformity which is showcased as an attraction at a circus by his owner, Mr. Bites. Over the course of events, John Merrick meets Dr. Frederick Treves, who at first only wants John for the sake of scientific discovery, which will result in praise from other scientists, but as the two spend more time together, John reveals his intelligence and gentle nature, which results in Treves and various others finally seeing John as a human being rather than a monster. Unfortunately, this love from other people is short-lived because as John is out in public on his own, many people still see him as a monster. But the question is, why do I believe this is David Lynch's most unique film? The Elephant Man isn't something David Lynch came up with on his own. In fact, he was trying to get his second feature, Ronnie Rocket, into production, but that never happened. So he went in search for scripts, and The Elephant Man fell into his lap.
Before we even ordered, I said, Stuart, please tell me the names of these scripts. And Stuart said, okay, the first script is called The Elephant Man. And poof, a bomb went off in my head. I said, that's it.
The script had already been written by two writers, but then David rewrote it along with the two writers to make it his own. I find this very interesting because David's ideas are very original, and he had to dig deep into John's stories to see where he could add anything that pertained to his style, while still remaining true to the real-life story of John Merrick. The Elephant Man is a very linear story, probably one of David's most linear, but it still has elements of him that make the film seem almost surreal. David had just finished Eraserhead, which was heavily abstract, unique, grotesque, and a beautiful nightmare, and it is evident that he brings these aspects from the film into The Elephant Man, which is a strange thing to do because this is supposed to be a true story, but it works. At the beginning of the film, we are presented with a surreal abstract dream that shows John Merrick's mother getting violently attacked by elephants. This scene includes some of David's signature sound design and dreamlike qualities. When the film was first released, some people saw the scene as unnecessary. For instance, Roger Ebert called the scene inexcusable, but I found it brilliant because this is the story that Mr. Bites would recite before he exploited John to the public. I believe this scene is surreal for a reason because at first glance it may seem unnecessary, but it could also reveal how easily people will believe something for the sake of entertainment at the expense of someone else's misery. The second time we see a surreal sequence is towards the middle of the film, an incredible montage that captures the horrors John Merrick is feeling from people who simply want to see him as a tourist attraction. At this point in the film, John has been taken in by the hospital and Frederick Treves. He is being trained back into society, but that still hasn't stopped others from viewing him as a freak. Now through the nights, the hospital's own security guard is gaining profit by exploiting John. The montage that takes place holds many abstractions of industrialism. People working in factories full of grease and smoke while blending it together with John thinking about himself as still being known as a monster before people come and torment him for their amusement. This scene enhances discomfort, leaving people totally in tune with what John is feeling at the moment. These two surreal sequences express so much of what the film is about. John Merrick was never born a beast, he was born a human like you and me, and these scenes expose the harsh realities people inflict on those who are different. It makes those people feel scared and alone because they begin to believe that they're the monster people see them as. Make a climax like this much more devastating. The tragic reality of John Merrick is he can try his very best to be human, but he soon realizes later that people, no matter what, will always see him as a monster. The last surreal dream of the film is when John passes away in his sleep. The sequence is poetic because as John dies, we see his mother's face in the starry night sky as she speaks the words, "Never, nothing will die," meaning John will be reunited with his mother in heaven, where he can finally be accepted and feel no pain. These elements David adds to the film enhance the reality of the story. In life, we imagine many things in our brains, such as what people say about us, how we feel the world sees us, or the way we see ourselves. He visually projects the minds of those who look at John and how the way they see him has resulted in the way he looks at himself. This is why I find this use of abstraction to be brilliant, because he uses dreamy-like sequences to project a sad reality of a different man and how it affects him in all aspects of life. I believe The Elephant Man is David Lynch's most unique film because it blends everything he has worked into one story. He makes the most of a linear biopic his own, and in the end, leaving a more significant impact on those who watch the film because they see how dreams can project the reality we face in the world, leading me to believe that The Elephant Man is David Lynch's most unique film, and one that shouldn't be forgotten in his arsenal of films.